What's good, my people? Godfrey here at Boxing Redeemed, and if you're new to this channel, don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Joe Cordina will be up against Kenichi Ogawa for the IBF world title. Absolutely buzzing for this fight. I think stylistically it's a good matchup. We all know Joe Cordina is very talented, naturally gifted, and he's had a good amateur career. He's had 14 professional fights, and overall he's a solid fighter. You know, I believe in the amateurs, he won bronze at the 2014 Commonwealth Games. He's also won gold at the 2015 European Championships, and he was also part of the Great Britain GB team at the 2016 Olympics, reaching the last 16. So he's a solid fighter, highly rated by the public in the boxing world. So I'm really looking forward to the fight. I really am. But I don't know what you guys think about Joe Cordina. You know, what type of fighter is he? You know, with Joe Cordina, what is he good at? And for me, to be fair, I think he has a good variation to his game. I think he's solid in that regards. He knows how to pick up the pace, pick up the gears, and you know, he's got very good footwork, defensively sound as well, and overall I think he's just really slick, knows his distance very well, and you can tell that he has a rhythm to his game. You know, you can tell there's a particular rhythm that he has in his game that I like. I'm a big fan of Joe Cordina, I really am. But the things I tend to see that lacks in his game is power. There is not much power in his shots. And don't get me wrong, obviously he's knocked out guys like Joshua Hernandez, I believe it was, in the first round. So he can be spiteful in that regard. He's good. He's very good. But I still feel like he does lack a bit of power. So that might be an issue, and there is not sometimes much of a commitment to his punches. It's like when he throws, he's almost ready to go into a defensive shell. So I don't know whether that's going to be a problem tonight. It could be that the surgery that he had on his hands might be the issue, and that's big, especially in boxing. It's huge. It's a big thing when you have surgery on your hands. And that's a foundation. That's like what boxing is about. You throw your hands and you've had surgery on your hands. It may mentally play on his mind. And we've seen that in the past with other fighters. Look at Floyd Mayweather. Before he was called Money May. Look, go and look up Pretty Boy Floyd. Before he was Money May, Pretty Boy Floyd was knocking guys out for fun. Up until he got surgery on his hand, changed to Money May, he ended up becoming more defensive. So I do think that's going to be a huge game changer in this fight, and it's whether Ogawa can capitalize on that. So I think that's one of the issues currently at the minute with Cordina. And with Ogawa, you know what? He's solid. He's fought very good fighters, the likes of Tevin Farmer, Fusile, and most of the fighters in Japan. But you know, ultimately, he's a solid fighter. And what I like about Ogawa, do you know what? What I like about him, he's very consistent, and he's consistent with his 1-2s. He's consistent coming in and out. He's almost like the old school type of fighter, on his toes, up in and out, throwing 1-2s, which makes things awkward. So I'm really keen on how he's going to approach this fight, Ogawa. He's very durable as well, a durable guy. We know he can go 12 rounds. Yeah, I see him troubling Cordina because, one, he has power. He can throw and he throws very consistently. As I mentioned, he's watch the fight tonight. He's going to be very consistent with his 1-2s, and he does the basics very, very well. He's not flashy. He doesn't try to change his game. He sticks to one game plan, and he does the basics really, really well. And he's a very accurate puncher as well. So I think it's going to be a challenge for Cordina tonight, because one thing is this: I haven't seen what Cordina is like on the back foot. I don't know what his chin is like, nor do I know whether if he can be able to go 12 rounds at world level. So that's going to be the three things that needs to be answered. Those three things. I don't know what you guys think. Whether if you've ever seen Cordina having his chin tested, or seeing him fight frequently on the back foot, or being able to go 12 rounds at a high level. So Ogawa's going to be in his face a lot tonight. He really is. And this is where I want to be able to see Cordina finding something, of bringing, showing something that he can stick at world level, So is it a step high too early? That's the question. I don't know what you guys think. Has Cordina jumped into world level a bit too early? Because it seems like he hasn't had that 50-50 domestic level type of fight to be able to say, you know what, this was a fight where I was tested and I think I can go world level. It's almost where he's jumped from fighting at a lower level and then jumped right into world level and expect him to get a world title. I know he's gifted, I know he's talented, but sometimes that isn't just enough. That's my issue. Is as much as I love Cordina and I want Cordina to win, I really do want to see Cordina win in this fight, and I hope he does. My prediction right now might surprise many, but I see Cordina starting off very, very well. I think from maybe round 1 to round 6, he's going to start off really well. But as I mentioned, with the weaknesses of Ogawa, I forgot to even mention that. I think the problem with Ogawa, I won't say he loves it, but he's always chasing the fight. He never dictates the fight. And this is where Cordina needs to capitalize on it. He needs to dictate the pace. To dictate the pace, and to be able to do that in a way where he just allows Ogawa just to chase the fight. So for me, he just has to do that. But yeah, Ogawa is very predictable. He throws 1-2s, is in and out. He's always chasing the fight, and he doesn't throw many jabs. When he does throw jabs, he's not setting up. He's not like throwing a defensive jab or has any variation to his jab. There's always to set up the straight right. So that's the problem that I have with Ogawa, and in general he just doesn't throw many jabs. So it's a good fight, it's a good matchup, but has Cordina professional career, the 14 fights, has it been enough to go into a fight like this one with Kenichi Ogawa for the world title? That's the question that needs answering. So my prediction is this. I think this is how the fight is going to go. Cordina's going to start off well. Might be a bit cautious, but he's going to start off strong. Probably outbox him for the first 6. As I mentioned, Ogawa's just going to be chasing the fight. But I see Ogawa stopping him. I think it's a Josh Kelly versus David all over again. Josh Kelly starts off quite well, outboxes David a bit, but the power and the strength, the physicality, I think it's going to trouble Cordina tonight. So I see Ogawa stopping him, between I say between 8 and 11. Between 8 and 11, I see Ogawa stopping Cordina. That's my prediction. I just see Ogawa picking up the pace, Cordina getting caught. I hope, look, if Cordina's well conditioned and is able to keep up the pace and is able to keep and let's just say he gets hit on the chin and he's able to take that shot and take it very well and continue and win the fight, go ahead. But as I mentioned, I don't know these answers to that question. I don't know what his chin is like. If I knew what his chin is like and I can tell he has a good chin, then I would say Cordina would win 12 rounds. But I don't know what his chin is like, so I can only go by his last fights and the fact that he's jumped right into world level. So I have to say Ogawa stoppage between 8 and 11. That's my prediction. But we'll be back, guys. Boom, box and redeem.